Something that may have surprised you in the last video is that it's not common to have these symbols as function names. It's not common to have plus as a function name or times, to use these symbols, these special characters in function names. Most programming languages are pretty restrictive when it comes to naming and the symbols you can use in names. Berlin is very laissez-faire about this. You can use a lot of special characters. For example, there's a function in the core of Berlin that looks like this. And it's perfectly valid syntax. And you can use all kinds of crazy variable names like this. Like I think this would work. It might be a pain to type it, but yeah, it would work. So I mean, this is kind of a contrived example. You wouldn't, obviously, this just looks chaotic. It's just to show you what Berlin can do. But you could, you can use minuses as dashes and hyphens, which I think is very convenient because they read much more natural than underscores do. So JavaScript, for example, you can do that because a hyphen is interpreted as a minus, and so then it's used as a math operator. But I could do this. I could do foobar to declare some variable called foobar, and it will work. It won't complain about that. The same is true for bangs at the end of or anywhere in the variable name too, but especially, like I've said, it's used as a convention for strict functions at the end. And it's also helpful to use question marks at the end of names like this. There's a true function. And so what you see here, by the way, what true does is it checks whether the given argument is true or not. Literally true, not just truthy. But what you see here is that when you type in true, is it outputs this function true question mark. And so this gives you a hint as to how this may be implemented underneath, because what the transpiler does, since in JavaScript you can't have question marks as part of names, it changes the name to this. And so internally, the name is represented like this. And so this is what happens for all of these. It's underneath the hood, although you don't really need to care about this, but these all map to a certain encoding that is agreeable to JavaScript. And so JavaScript doesn't throw an exception when you try to run this. And so, yeah, feel free to use special characters to your liking. Again, I think hyphens, question marks, and bangs are especially productive, but even things like times and arrows like this can be very expressive. For example, if you have a function that sort of turns a set into an array, you could have a name like this and it would be descriptive.